Hello friends, you're welcome back to this channel. Do you believe that we can crochet crochet toys? Here is one before me. In this video, I'm going to show you how this is achieved. You won't believe it's very easy, very easy. Just take your time and watch this video to the end. You could use this to keep your younger ones, your kids busy. So we are going to have a wonderful moment in this video. Just take your time, like I said, to watch this video to the end. Then you see the drama. And if this is your first time you watch my video, I welcome you to this channel. Here's a channel where you can learn a lot. In this channel, you have the opportunity to learn how to cut and sew, and at the same time how to crochet different kinds of wears, and even funny one like this. So just take your time. What you have to do, as if you're watching my video for the first time, what you have to do, what you are expected to do is just to click on the subscribe button below. Just look below it, you see a subscribe button, just click on it, and also click on the notification bell. That bell, just click on it so that you can have access to my videos anytime I release a new video. Thank you very much. Don't be surprised that you can crochet toys as well. So let's go. Like this one I have here is a spider, as you can see. So you will really enjoy this tutorial, or this this tutorial. Thank you very much. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make my technical ring, or yes, you can see I've yarned it over my finger. Then I bring it out. So I insert my hole and I bring it in like so. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So in this technical ring, I will be making 15 double crochets. This one is also this one also counts. So I have this as 1 double crochet. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So the next thing I'm going to do is to pull this one. I'm going to leave this and I hold on to this and I pull till I make sure that there is no loop here. So I can now slip stitch. I slip stitch in this first stitch. Sorry, I'm going to slip stitch in the second stitch. This is the second. You see, So right now I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So having chained 4, I yarn over and insert into the same loop here. Can you see? I'm going to bring out the first 1 chain. Can you see? Then I bring out the next 2 chains. So I'm left with 2 chains on my hook. Then I yarn over, I insert into the next loop, I bring out the first 1 chain. You can see I have 4 now. So I bring out the next 2 chains. Can you see? So I have 3 chains left on my hook. So I can now bring it out. So what I've actually done is cluster, double crochet cluster. So right now I'm going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I insert into this same loop, the last loop here. You can see this same loop on my left hand side, while I slip stitch. Can you see? So I can now move into the next loop. I also slip stitch. So this is where I'm going to insert the eye of the spider. So right now I'm going to proceed. So I'm going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have my 11 chains here. So right now I'm going to skip. This is the first loop. I'm going to skip this one. I move into the next one. That's the second loop with single crochet. Can you see? Where I have 2 chains on my hook and I bring it out at a time. That's single crochet. Now I insert again into the same loop. Now this time I'm going to slip stitch. So instead of bringing it out, the 2 out at a time, so I won't yarn over. So I'm just bring it like this. That's a slip stitch. So I move into the next one. So on this row is going to be slip stitching. I slip stitch. Next, 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 next, make a slip stitch. Then the last one under it, I slip stitch. you see? So right now I'm going to insert into the next loop. This is the next loop. I insert while I also slip stitch. And you see, this is the antenna. So I proceed here. I'm going to chain another 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I skip the first loop. This is the first loop. I move to the next one. With single crochet. Can you see? So I insert still in this loop, but this time I slip stitch. Can you see? My antenna is ready here. So I proceed to the body or to the stem. I slip stitch. I proceed next. That's why when you're doing yours, to make sure that the tension is not too high, so that it will have easy access. What I mean by that is that you shouldn't allow it to be too tight, so that your hook can enter freely. So I proceed with a slip stitch like I did in the first one. I proceed like that or like this with a slip stitch, as you can see. So just to take one's time, I need to take my time so that I will have a perfect work, perfect one here. So I proceed like that, make a slip stitch, and you see, then I have the last one under it, below it here. I slip stitch. Can you see? So I insert into the next loop. This is the next loop. In this next loop, I will also slip stitch. I make a slip stitch. Okay. You see? So I proceed. I'm going to chain another 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is the first loop. That first loop I'm going to skip, and I insert into the second loop. Here is the second loop with single crochet. So in this same loop I insert again, but this time around it's going to be a slip stitch. Can you see? So I proceed to the body, the stem. Next I slip stitch. Next slip stitch. Next slip stitch. Next slip stitch. next, and you see. So right now I insert in the second loop, the next loop, I slip stitch. So I move to the next one again, I slip stitch. So right now I proceed, I chain another 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So as usual, I skip the first loop, I insert into the second loop with single crochet, and you see I insert into the same loop right here while I make a slip stitch. Then I proceed downward, slip stitch all through, next loop, I insert, and I slip stitch, next, I insert, I slip stitch, next, I insert, I slip stitch, next, I insert with a slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, slip stitch, next, slip stitch, next, slip stitch. So right now I'm going to insert into this next loop while I slip stitch. I proceed, next, I slip stitch, then next, the third time, I slip stitch. Can you see? So right now I proceed, I chain 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So right now I'm going to skip the first loop, I insert into the second loop, I insert into the second loop with single crochet first. Now I insert again the second time, with this time is a slip stitch. Can you see? So I proceed into the next loop, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, make a slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, then I move into the next loop, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch. Now I'm going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I skip the first loop, I move into the next loop with single crochet, I insert again the second time. Now I slip stitch, proceed into the next loop, I slip stitch, next, 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 slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, slip stitch, next, I slip stitch. So right now I'm going to insert into the next loop while I slip stitch. Can you see? So I chain 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I skip the first loop, I insert into the next loop with single crochet, I insert the second time. Now I slip stitch, I proceed, next, I slip stitch, I proceed, next, I slip stitch, proceed, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, slip stitch, next, I slip stitch, next, I slip stitch. Can you see? So I insert into the next loop. Here is the next loop with a slip stitch. Can you see? So I chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I skip the first loop, I insert into the next loop with single crochet, So I insert the second time. Now I slip stitch. So next I slip stitch. So next I slip stitch. Next 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 slip stitch. So I can now insert into the next loop. Here is the next loop. Can you see why I slip stitch? So right now I'm going to cut the tail, the long tail. So I can now bring this out. So let me quickly detach this. So I'm going to insert my needle in this to secure this. You can see our spider is ready. So it actually depends on how long you want yours to be. You may decide to make it, if you want it longer than this, then you increase the number of the chains. You could make yours 12, you could make yours 13, depends on how long you want yours to be. So like I said, the next thing is just to secure it. Then I insert my eye and all other thing I need to put in place. Can you see? Isn't this lovely? This is lovely. Yes, very, very lovely. You see? You can see a spider. See? Okay, so I'm going to secure this like I said. So I've just inserted through this place. So now I'll proceed. Now I insert again to secure it. Making sure that it doesn't show right here in the front. So I can now cut this off. Yes, our spider is ready. It's ready. So it's ready. Then the next thing, if I wish, I can insert the eyeball. That's it. Then we are through. We are done. So far so good. We have come to the end of this tutorial. Here comes our spider. Thank you very, very much for taking your time to watch this video. I hope your kids and your younger ones will like this. Please and please don't forget to like this video. like this video, click on the liking button and also share it out. I really appreciate. If you have any comment, please kindly drop your comments in the comment section. Thank you very, very much. And for those of you watching my video for the very first time, I welcome you to this channel. Here is a channel where you can learn a lot. All you need to do is just to click on the subscribe button below and you click on the notification bell. There, you are done. Thank you very much. So till I come your way again, bye for now.